Yeah, so I'm gonna try and tell a story in like a short amount of time. I know I do a lot of these video posts lately, but it's just fucking easier than typing. So, you know, I'll get back to text posting a lot more eventually. But I just want to tell a story because, like, you know, pretty much anybody who really knows me knows, like my close friends, of course, my family, you know, some of my friends from work. Like, I did time in penitentiary. I did 8 years for robbery and assault from 1998 to 2006. And while I was in there, like, you know, I was in county at first, and then I went upstate. And when I got upstate, like, you know, a lot of the older convicts, you know, they told me, like, dude, you just gotta find a bit. You gotta find something to get into to, like, keep sane, so the time don't end up doing you, and you can just do the time. So, like, I played in a bunch of bands. I played bass and guitar and shit in a bunch of punk bands from when I was in high school, junior high, back in the 1980s, all the way up through, you know, just a few months before I went to prison. So, you know, they had a music thing at the prison. There was a band, and, like, you had to kind of, like, know somebody who knew somebody who was, like, in tight with the dude who ran the music program to be able to get in there. But it just so happened, like, the one guitarist I got to be, you know, chums with, this dude Harry, and he knew, like, I play guitar, you know, I told him I played bass in some bands. So there was an opening for a bass player. They needed a bass player, so they had me come in. And I played for, like, almost 3 years in the band there. And, like, it was cool. I mean, we played a lot of different music at first, and then there became, the thing split up. There was a rock band and an R&B band, and I was a bass player in the rock band. And we did a lot of different stuff. I could get them, you know, it wasn't like I was gonna, you know, be like, oh yeah, let's play fucking, you know, whatever. Let's play some Toxic Narcotic or fucking Discharge or something. Like, they had no idea what the fuck, but, like, you know, they knew, like, the Ramones, like everybody knows the Ramones. So we did some Ramones songs, and one of the guitarists got a Guitar Player magazine that would have, like tablets or, like, music for different songs, and the one issue had the guitar tab to Kick Out the Jams by the MC5. So I got him to do that. We did that song. They had me sing on that, had a different guy play bass. So that was pretty fucking cool. I mean, the administration wasn't too happy because, like, we were really fucking loud. We practiced in the lower part of the prison, like in the basement area, but we were still really fucking loud. And every time, you know, we practiced that song, we'd kick out the jams, motherfuckers, and, like, you know, the one time the warden's calling down, what the hell's going on now? You know, big fucking thing. Then when we played it, it was like a, you know, all the guards would just lock everybody in the gym, and there's, you know, a couple hundred convicts in the audience, the rest of us on stage. And, like, the guards would go up on this little balcony area and just be, like, you know, observing, because they didn't want to get stuck down there. You know, something that never happened. But at any rate, we did Kick Out the Jams, and there was another song that was in a different issue of the magazine that I wanted to do. It was Ace of Spades by Motorhead, and they're like, yeah, we'll do it, but you gotta play bass and sing on that one. And I was like, bet. Like, I can't sing for shit, for starters. Like, I can, you know, I can't even really play bass and guitar all that well, but, you know, I was like, fuck it, you know, I fucking smoked, like, 4, like, Rolly Bugler fucking cigarettes back to back to get my voice going, and fucking kicked up the mic stand, did the whole Lemmy thing, and, I don't know. I guess there was a, you know, there's probably maybe 1 or 2, like, bikers in the world that were Motorhead fans that went to prison. But, like, I went out there and I look, and there's, like, these dudes, like, are fucking, like, warlocks and pagan dudes, like, motorcycle gang guys who've been down for 15, 20 years, all just sitting in the audience, like, gritting on me. And, you know, I'm playing fucking Ace of Spades by Motorhead, man. I cannot fuck this shit up. And, you know, we fucking fired into it, and, you know, I gave it all I fucking had, man. Like, channeling the fucking power of Lemmy. I mean, that's all I could do. I was like, fuck it, you know, went at it. And, yeah, this is right here. The dead man's hand again. Yeah, so we played the song, and like, it was cool. I was stoked. We played the rest of the set. We did like some Metallica songs, some like newer metal songs, like Disturbed and Godsmack and whatever the, you know, the new metal that kids are into these days, or back then, and early 2000s. And so we did that. You know, we played the show. I didn't really think much of it. You know, of course, my roadies were like, "Oh, dude, that was fucking awesome, right on." You know, everybody was stoked. I was like, "Yeah, whatever." And then a few days later, I'm out at the weight pile with my buddy Wild Bill, and we're out there lifting weights, and this crusty old like biker dude, beard, fucking tats down to his fucking knuckles. I mean, old head. You know, he comes up and he's looking at me. I'm like, hey. And he's like, "Ace of Spades." I'm like, "Yeah." "Fuck yeah." Like, that's all he said. And like seriously, after I got out of prison, like, I haven't been in any other bands. I still play guitar and mess around a little bit, but like, you know, for me, like, that was like the height of my musical career. Like, come to find out, dude was like serving like 3 consecutive life terms. He wasn't gonna leave prison except for in a fucking pine box. And I guess like, for that brief moment, you know, he was stoked because we played Ace of Spades, and it probably reminded him of fucking rolling down the fucking turnpike with, you know, a couple keys of meth in his saddlebags back in the 70s. You know, I was just like, fuck it, man. You know, I mean, that's all. Like, I don't need to really achieve anything else as a musician. Like, that's fucking good enough for me. You know, like, I was like fucking right on. So yeah, but we did the Motorhead song, and it was cool. And like, I played in the band for a while even after that. I eventually getting up in an altercation with one of the guitarists. I was gonna smash the bass over his head, and like, they ended up kicking me the fuck out the band. So that was the end of that. But like 3 years I did it, and I did that, and I got into like writing. I self-published a zine while I was in there. You know, I took the advice to heart. You know, find some shit to do to occupy yourself, so you know you don't go fucking crazy and end up hanging up or getting into gambling or drugs or whatever. So like, that's what I did. I wrote and I played music. Like, of course, I went out to the fucking weight pile and fucked around with weights. That wasn't really my thing. I mean, I didn't really like doing it. I just did it for something to do. But you know, that was my thing, and it worked out. I mean, 6 years later, I'm still out of prison. I haven't caught any new charges. Haven't been in any fucking trouble. And like, you know, as most people know, like, once you go to prison one time, you usually go back. But like, I'm beating the fucking statistics, I guess. And you know, I owe a lot of that to finding shit to do while I was in there. And the music program was a big part of that. You know, a lot of the public don't really like the idea that, I mean, we had like 3 fucking guys who had killed people in the band. So, like, the drummer and 2 of the guitarists. And like, you know, like, the public don't really like that people like that are able to play music. But, you know, there was other dudes that played with us who were gonna get out someday. And like, if they didn't have that, they might have still been getting into doing fucked up shit and keeping that whole mindset. But I saw a lot of guys in there get really, you know, like, inspired to do something positive just through music. But of course, you know, the real tough on crimers and shit don't like that. But it was helpful for me. Like, a big part of why I never, you know, went out and knocked off some liquor stores and smoked crack as soon as I got out. You know, I'm out now, I'm doing well, and a big part of that was because I was able to play music in there, and because of fucking Lemmy. So that's all I got. Thanks.